to be reacting to evil sponsorships. Excuse me. Now, I don't know about y'all, but me personally, I watch a lot of YouTube and I get a lot of ads. And a lot of the ads retain around sex pills, uh, and gambling pretty much. That's literally all. That's literally a lot of the time. And you watching people videos, they promoting all these scams and and gambling stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let it be DraftKings, let it be Rain Bet. What's this? What's that one? Hymns. It's a lot. It's a lot. If you know, you know. If you don't, you got to find out. Basically, bro, they trying to corrupt our mind. They trying to program us to think a certain way. Don't fall for the corruption, bro. Stay true to yourself. You know who you are. Let's see what they talking about.
Agreed. For some reason, recently, I was thinking about the Riyadh Comedy Festival and how the comedians who performed got a lot of backlash because, human rights violations, even
Oh,
though
this that
we all
comedy
get violated by our
festival
own government,
that happened with the Saudi
I don't think we
Arabian
need to go
people. Hold on, my computer tripping right now.
in
All
depth
right, it's
about how
good.
deep these violations can go in Saudi Arabia. But we gotta remember that for some people, it really doesn't matter.
Who
They're not
calling me? I be getting scam calls all the time. But back to it.
paid to be an activist, they're getting paid to be an entertainer. It's kind of like when you see a random celebrity performing for or hanging out with a dictator. It's not political because you kind of being neutral by being willing to accept any job, but it is political when it's widely agreed on that something is bad. And if you're being friendly
Holy
with
fake
bad
hair. Y'all think this nigga hair is real? Man, hell no. This is a toupee. Your bodyguard got on a toupee. He dyed his real hair that's all the way back here because it's still starting to gray up. Yeah.
is political when it's widely agreed on that something is bad. And if you're being friendly with bad person, then you bad person too. But imagine being flown out by a company accused of extreme labor violations to go on a fake factory tour where you get paid, or at the very least you get duped into denying the rumors of labor violations. Shein flew out some influencers on an all expenses paid brand trip to Guangzhou, China, and this was in
Sheen
2023.
is in China. I mean, am I surprised? Not really. No. That's crazy. Hey, that look hard. That's golden. That's Golden State on crack. You see this? Nah, cuz this is literally Golden State on crack, bro. America need to step it up, bro.
Also the same year that Shein realized, oops, we found 2 cases of child labor in our supply line in 2023, but we temporarily suspended all orders with that supplier until they got it together. And the company reported that only 0.1% of their violations were age
I ain't
related,
know
so
Sheen was
they
in
only
China though.
sometimes have an 11-year-old working in a factory somewhere in the supply line, just not very often. One of the women says she was told by Shein employees that they work 8 to 6, and I'm not sure if she's saying they work 10 hours a day or they only work 8 to 6 hours, but many reports say that some of these workers are pulling 75-hour work weeks. Now, of course, just because
It
the labor
depends on how much. Nigga, 75 hours for 333 or $330 a month. My nigga, that is literal slavery. There ain't no way. I couldn't do it. Me personally, I couldn't do it. This is what?
violations were already public at this time,
They
a
not
lot of
even
people
making a how much is that even an hour? They gotta be like a buck something, if that. Probably not even a dollar, like a dollar or something.
still didn't know because they don't care. These guys toured the factory, which is obviously the factory that was preparing for this brand trip, so there's no way it would ever look bad on camera, and it's just one facility. So it's easy to say that the factory was set up for them, and they were genuinely impressed because it was made to impress them and their audience. But when one of them talks about the narrative and being an independent thinker, I'm reminded that it's more likely they were just paid to say something like this, or encouraged, and they either don't know what's really going on or they don't care.
I was really excited and impressed to see the working conditions. The next day, we headed to the Shein Innovation Center. This facility blew my mind. It's over 600,000 square feet. There's so much technology, and Shein is just such a developed and complex company. I think my biggest takeaway from this trip is to be an independent thinker, get the facts, and see it with your own two eyes. There's a narrative fed to us in the U.S., and I'm one that always likes to be open-minded.
So you hear these rumors about these corrupt systems and all this extra shit. And they call you like, "Brr, hey, how would you like to be a brand ambassador and come spend a day in the factory?" You think they about to show you all the nitty gritty shit that them people go through? No. What are you talking about?
and seek the truth. So I'm grateful for that about myself, and I hope the same for you guys.
But it doesn't seem to matter that much either way because studies have shown that if you support somebody, you might rationalize their negative actions. The National Library of Health says that neuroscience research found that celebrity endorsements activate the region of your brain involved in making positive associations and building trust. One of the best examples I've seen of this is Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart, an iconic duo because, well, they're really good at endorsing products together. And people over 40 eat this shit up. I mean, even I think Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg are a wholesome
What in the porno is this? Bro.
couple, even though I know it's just all part of some corporate agenda. But that's why so many conspiracy theories exist. If you have some people with influence that are willing to push some agenda and don't really have a line as far as what they won't promote, that can have some consequences. Then you have rumors of some kind of gatekeeping in power and influence. Like, was a Diddy party also a networking event? Or Michael Rubin party is a networking event? Anyway, I'm not even gonna get into famous people promoting crypto rug pulls because it seems like most of the time it's just their management agreeing to it and the famous people not caring as long as they get paid because they don't even understand crypto anyway. But then, it's kind of hard to really get into things like the Tarte brand trip that spent a lot of money flying influencers out to Dubai, where they most certainly ignored the migrant workers living in work camps being exploited in a manner that's beyond cruelty, and not to mention the comedy festival in Saudi Arabia wasn't the only thing, because what about the Soundstorm Music Festival? Cardi B, Benson Boone, and Post Malone clearly don't give a that Saudi Arabia is a world leader in executions. According to
Huh.
Amnesty International, any
They still do executions in the good old 20. What century is this? The 21st century or the 20th century? Because Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century. So is this the 21st or the 20th? Please let me know. I get that confused all the time because Sherlock Holmes messed it up in my head. But bro, they still doing public execution or executions in general like it's the 1600s or BC.
Egyptian
Crazy.
man said that he was coerced by a guy with a gun to carry a package into Saudi Arabia. However, the Egyptian man dropped the package into the sea, appearing to not want to traffic in whatever was in the package. But he was intercepted by the Saudi Border Patrol, beaten, and forced to sign a confession for a package that never made it to shore. And right before Christmas 2025, he was executed. No second chance. But Saudi Arabia was one of only 4 countries to still execute people for drug offenses. And I'm sorry to anyone watching from Saudi Arabia, it's not your fault. As an American, I completely understand not having any control over the insane decisions of my country's government. But when we talk about paying for influence and appeal, this is a big problem.
I wanted to come back here to Israel and let you know that I serve you as the mayor, but I want to continue to have the title that's more important to me than anything.
Because you can argue that someone from outside the US would be just as bad performing or doing a brand deal with the US because the US was so should I just
Wait, what?
performing or doing a brand deal with the US because the US was
Wait, more than 150,000 people have been recorded in Iraq in war up to date. 80% of those were civilians.
So, should I judge Cardi B and Post Malone for taking Saudi money, which literally comes from a project where Saudi Arabia is trying to become an entertainment capital and distract people from their human rights violations? I mean, I don't know. I do know that both of these guys are from New York, where right now, as I speak, somebody probably just got out of jail for a petty drug offense. Taking a brand deal or a sponsorship is seen by some as, oh, good for them. They got a brand deal. I don't really care, but it's good for them. But some people see it as, I like this creator, and they endorse this product that I've seen, so I think I'll buy it because I subconsciously trust their opinion. Not long ago, I had an influencer marketing guy reach out to me trying to get me sponsored by a certain app. But the app has pretty mixed reviews, and that along with seeing people say that they lost money on it or it didn't work, that was enough for me to decline.
Hey, good move. You know what I'm saying? Don't sell your soul. You know what I'm saying? That's called having integrity as a man. You know, anybody sell their soul for a quick dollar, but not just a man with morals or integrity. Straight like that. Hey, clap it up. Not too many people like that these days. Yeah.
And the guy emailed me back saying, you've only got a few videos sponsored. Any reason you're not looking to get more slots filled with brands? And the last part of that sentence is just disgusting. No offense to the dude who sent it, but the day I started looking at my videos as a slot is the day I trade in my dignity and start doing DraftKings ads with Kevin Hart. That kind of thinking, filling a slot, is the exact reason I was so hesitant to take a sponsorship at all. And when I told him that I only take deals on products that I would actually use, he didn't even reply. But capitalism, am I right? I like money. I like it a lot. But I'm not going to a factory in China to lie about working conditions. Nor will I do challenge videos or open theme parks in a country that executes people for crime they committed as children. Because once you get to that level of brand
Nigga, you know that Mr. Beast video that he did with the however many pilots, 100 pilots, one jet. That was actually fucking crazy. This nigga literally grabbed the whole fucking jet and dragged it through Saudi Arabia like they didn't commit 9/11. What kind of sick idea was that? To like, bro, that couldn't have been Mr. Beast's idea. It had to be the leader of Saudi Arabia. It had to be his idea. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. How insensitive is that, bro? Especially to the the families of the victims. You know how, bro? Come on, bro.
you start to
The
look
nigga that won, he got busted for smuggling drugs through the plane. The black nigga that won, yes, he had like kilos of cocaine on there. Yeah, yeah. Police got his ass.
Mr. Beast and Michael Rubin in the face. In the eyes, specifically. But some people will see this as me looking too deep for a problem or just complaining. And I am complaining. But only because you owe your audience something. We've all spent our lives watching things we support disappoint us because of business. Season 8 of Game of Thrones. The worst ending to a show that could have gone down in history as one of the greatest shows in pop culture
Man,
history.
that ending was crazy, bro. But she had to die, bro. She had to, bro. She was turning into her dad. Slowly but surely, she was turning into her dad. She started lacking empathy and affection for civilians. Started just killing random people. Then she had to drag. She was going on a power trip, bro. Snow had to get her gone. If you didn't watch it, go watch it. 10 out of 10. One of my favorite shows of all time, bro. Go watch it.
All because the writers were busy getting ready for the next money-making project. Endless reboots of movies that no one cares about. Live-action remakes that didn't need to be made. And then, of course, there's the Fast
They
franchise.
gave this nigga a wig, bro.
Live-action
Yo,
remakes
why the
that
Rock sell himself like this, bro? And see, he's still taking the steroids. He's still juicing. Bro.
need to be made. And then, of course, there's the Fast franchise.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
At this point, the studio is probably so surprised that they can still drop one of these and make all
If I'm not mistaken, I think they coming out with another one. If they come out with another one, the car is gonna be in space, bro. The car is gonna be in space. Last time, I only think I watched the last Fast and Furious. The last one I seen, it had a submarine, and I just gave up on the franchise. Cause why the hell is it a submarine, or why are we chasing a submarine in Fast and Furious?
almost $1 billion. So they're just gonna continue doing that until they can't, I assume. But if you're paying to see one of these movies, then you know what you're getting into, and you must like it. So in that case, I guess the studio is doing exactly what it should. But entertainment is such an industry of contradictions, and unfortunately, it can be easily used for anything, even actual espionage. One of the most successful Hollywood producers of all time is a former Israeli spy. He used to go on missions to get uranium in apartheid South Africa. He then produced Big Mama's House 2.
Hey, baby. Why you
Back that thing up and show me what you got.
Also Fight Club and a bunch of parody movies like Vampires Suck and Meet the Spartans. Oh man, was that part of his mission? A pretty scary time to be alive because no one cares anymore. But we are at end stage capitalism. I give it about 50 years and Washington DC is gonna start looking like the capital city from
Oh, good thing I might be dead in 50 years. No, I might be alive. I'm 23 right now. I might be 73. Life is gonna look so much different within the next 50 years. I hope it changes for the best and not the worst. If we keep on electing the wrong government official or country, the country representatives, then hey, sadly, this is where we're gonna lead to. This is where we're going. To the Hunger Games. It's gonna get real treacherous for your offspring. For your grandkids, your children, and their kids. It's gonna get real treacherous. But nah, I said what I said. Y'all heard what I said. So I'm gonna catch you niggas in the next one. Yes, sir.